Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB IMSA Replica Championship here on GT Sport. I'm joined here by Will again and it's going to be a good one this, Will. We've got a special event and we thought we'd try Willow Springs for a change.
Yeah, this is going to be a very difficult track for these prototypes to get around on. With how small of a track it is and how tight it is, you're going to really see some really sketchy moments trying to lap cars.
Oh yes, we are, and we're going to go to the just a live timing thing now, so we can look at the grid for this race. So, I'll take it away for Division 1.
In Division 1 on pole and prototype, we have TY. Not a lot of surprise there with
Nope.
some of the speed you can see he can carry. But one car that I'm not surprised to say, but how that Peugeot's been handling, we got a Bidster in second in the first of the 908s. And then in third, we have Rada's in third with the first of the Porsches. Then we have Woo Woo right behind him, his teammate, in fourth. And then fifth, we have Neil in the first and actually the second of the Toyotas. And then in the first of the older Toyotas, we have Red Bull in sixth. And then the second of the Peugeots with Tim in seventh. And then at the end of the Division 1 prototype field, we have Stevie in eighth.
Yep, and not in the best qualifying there for Stevie, but also just to point out what you were saying through your grid, Will, is that Rod is actually out qualifying Woo Woo, which is a bit of a difference this season.
Yeah, it really has been. Out of that team, Woo Woo has really been pacing the team there, getting the better finishes out of them. But really good to see Rada's out qualify his teammate here in third.
So in Division 2 then, in the GT field, we have Firepower on pole position. A very surprise pole position there for Firepower and a brilliant lap he did at the end there, with Florida Man in 10th place overall. And then third on the grid for that division is Keith in the Jaguar. Then we've got Bradders in the Corvette in 12th overall. 13th overall we've got Blake in the Porsche, and then we've got MGR in the Lexus in 14th. Not the best qualifying for him, and Will at the back in 15th place. Again, not good qualifying for Will or MGR there, and also quite a good surprise there to see Firepower on pole, Will.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he got his first win not too long ago, about 2 races ago, and really starting to show he has some pace with these two prototypes and GT cars. So really going to see if he can pull anything else off and have a better season.
Yeah, so let's hope that Firepower can do well. Fingers crossed for him. So we're just going to hit the play button now. So 3, 2, 1, play. And now I'm going to hand over to Will again for some information about this track and the race ahead.
So at this race, we're going to have some keys to victory for this race, and one of them is definitely going to be keep your car on track. This track is a tight track that isn't very wide and isn't very long, which brings me to the second thing is your strategy. Is that if you want to pit, you're going to have to see, especially if it's going to be at the later stage of this race, where second, third, whatever is behind you to see if they're going to come up on you. Especially if you're trying to stay on the lead lap. If you're struggling, really trying to see where you're going to pit at to stay on the lead lap, because there is a very big possibility of getting lapped while you're pitting, and also lap traffic. That's going to be another thing you're really going to have to watch out for if you're a prototype, and even in the GT car. If someone's coming up to lap you, staying where you're at. If not, you can cause a really big incident.
Because on this track, Will, if you go off the track, you put a wheel on that sand, it is twice as bad as hitting grass. You are on that sand and you are off into the weeds and the rest of the Californian desert.
Yes, especially if you're going around that last corner. If you drop one wheel off on the outside, you are guaranteed to almost shoot off into that outside wall.
And definitely going to be exciting to see LMP cars on this track, and also GT3 cars. Not the kind of cars that you see around Willow Springs as much these days, but yeah, we're going to be good to see. So we're starting to line up with the LMP cars. The Division 1 starting to line up now, and GT as well. So Will, we'll let you take GT, and we've got a bit of a straddler there. We've got Stevie not getting into the pack, but he's getting on with it now. So yeah, so it's going to be a fun one, and let's see how we get on.
Yes, it will be. It's going to be a very exciting 40 laps.
Yeah, 40 laps of madness here of Willow Springs on the way, and we're just about ready for the start here. So we're watching. Oh, Rod is on the dirt in the background, but we're about to get the LMP start underway, or just the general start underway, because I think we're all going at the same point. And TY will go when he is ready, and the hybrid's going to really help him here. And the 40 laps of Willow is underway. We're going down towards turn 1. Bids is getting swamped by the hybrids, and it's the two Porsches second and third, and TY into the lead at the first corner. Rodders runs a bit wide, but he's okay. We've got Stevie at the back of LMP field, and the GT field is also nice and cleanly through turn 1. No major incidents just yet, Will.
Yeah, not very clean start by the GTs, seeing Florida Man getting a really good start, jumping to first on the start, and Ian falling back to second. Other than that, really no major big changes, except for Will going into 14th and MRG going back to 15th.
Yeah, so quite close in the GT field there. We just saw in the LMP field there, Bidster getting swamped by the hybrids, but also now Bidster is on the straight. This is where the Peugeot's power will definitely come into play. The diesel power, you can just see the speed he's closing around these corners, but as soon as he gets into this last corner, the downforce of the hybrid cars, because they use more battery power than downforce, Rod is able to run right around the outside of Bidster there.
Yeah, especially with these newer cars, you have a lot of downforce to go around outside of corners, and he's really using that to his advantage.
Bidster straight into third with the power of the Peugeot, so it's all having the downforce around the corner and everything, but you've got to get a good run onto the straight as well. But Bidster just minced him on the straight there. Red Bull now right behind Rodders as well, and Bidster going wide and defending now into the left-hander going up the hill, and it's all very close and prototype as Bidster's actually made a mistake and he's off the track. Bidster's gone round. Bidster's gone round in 7th. He's now back down to the back of the field. Rare mistake there from Bids.
Yeah, that's a very bad mistake, especially make on this track with a lot. You know, he's getting stuck behind other cars, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can work his way back up to the top of that field. So
Bidster making himself a lot of hard work here, especially with a Peugeot that he was very lucky to get into second place in qualifying. But back in GT, we've got Florida Man in the lead of the class. Firepower right behind him still, so he's only just lost the position to Florida Man there. Keith, his teammate, holding off Bradders, who in a very competitive Corvette now. Not looking very competitive before, but now the Corvette seems to have found some legs.
Yeah, right now it's sitting back in 4th, which is very good considering the last couple of races that Corvette team's had.
Yeah, not the best races in Tokyo for them, but they didn't do bad, but could have been a lot better. But now in the LMP field, in the DPI field, must stop saying the European versions. So I do apologise, but it is TY in the lead of DPI. We've got Red Bull off the circuit in the background, all over the sand, but luckily didn't spin it around like Bidster did, and a very, very good hold there.
Yeah, it's a very good hold considering how hard it is to keep it off the dirt on this track, and that's one of the things they're just going to have to do is keep it on the black surface.
Yeah, on the black stuff is the fastest way around the track, not the sand. The sand is not the fastest way unless you're in a trophy truck. But the Porsche's a bit off the pace here in GT. Blakeney and Will at the back there, not really in contention just yet. But and also Will and MGR, quite bad tyres compared to the rest so far. MGR's having a nightmare.
Yeah, he really seems to. I mean, he's dropped back a ways from the rest of his field. The second Porsche Will has caught up a little bit, but still not on top like the rest of them. But MGR has really failed back. It's almost like he's really struggling to keep this car on track. He keeps going wide, but it's just still have a long way to go. Maybe he can figure something out later in this race.
As we go back to the DPI.
Florida Man's off in the last corner, and he drops all the way back to 14th.
We're just looking now, Florida Man, there we are, the Lexus, so the two Lexuses now at the back. Florida Man goes off there, down to 14th place, as you said there, Will, and that is, again, so Biz has done it in his class, Florida Man has done it in his class. I would imagine, Will, there'll be plenty more casualties in this race, in both classes.
Yeah, especially
speaking of casualties, sorry, Woo-Woo's off. Woo-Woo's gone off last corner, front end in the air, almost doing a Mark Webber.
Red Bull's also off.
Red Bull as well. Red Bull off that's the last corner, and Neil as well. So possible contact between them two cars. We'll get that we'll try and get another look at that later on. But so an incident there on end of lap 5. So plenty of again. So we just jinxed it, Will. We just jinxed it.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, especially as long as this race goes on and people start getting a little tired, you're really going to start seeing that. And
this
really
is on fresh tires.
Hurt a lot of these teams. Yeah, and it's on fresh tires too. So when they get on these older ones, especially around this last corner, you're going to start seeing a lot of drama.
And now we have what we've been waiting for, Will. We have the DPIs catching the GTs. This is going to be interesting. Not like any other track we've been to. We thought it was going to be entertaining at Tokyo, but remember Tokyo, you've got a little wall to help you. Another car off there at the back. MGR off at the last corner in the Lexus again, having a horrible time. He's only done 4 laps so far. The leader's already on lap 6. So, on 7, sorry. So the DPI's then. TY in the lead. Rodders, the lead Porsche, 101.3. Track catching TY. 7/10 faster than him last time round.
Yeah, Rada seems to really have some good pace around this track, but it's really going to come to when he starts lapping people if he can keep that same pace and maybe catch TY.
And also, there is a massive pack. Once TY gets past Florida Man, remember the GTs have right of way, and he's getting caught now behind Florida Man, and he's in that section where he can't get past. He's got to wait, and now Rodders is right on his back bumper, but now they're able to get past him. But now they've got a GT lot that are absolutely in a gaggle, and I've got a feeling at the last corner they're going to be on him.
Oh yeah, they're going to be catching up pretty closely. I mean, they might just get out of this last corner, but yeah, then they're going to just get through the corner. But right as they come out on this back straightaway, really into the first turn. Oh, and Bradders goes off.
Yeah, and we had side by side there between Will, Blake, and Bradders, who we almost had 3 wide into that last corner. I suppose it was a good thing we weren't looking, to be honest, because we'd have had a heart attack. But there goes the DPIs through, and Rodders getting caught in between the Porsches there. The Porsche being held up by other Porsches. And TY mincing this traffic, absolutely just going around the outside of everyone. And brilliant traffic management there by TY. And now we're looking for the others. Woo Woo's having to go around the outside of all 3 GT cars. And Bids is now back up to 4th ahead of Stevie, but Stevie's going back on the attack wheel. Oh, this is all happening here.
And it is, and now they're trying to battle when they have GT cars in front of them, so they can't go anywhere.
No, they cannot go anywhere at the minute, and they caught them in the worst part of the track, because now they've just got to wait. Look, they're going to do side by side. It's like they play. Oh, and contact between Stevie and Bradders there, and luckily they both didn't go off. And Bidster takes advantage. Well, Woodard took advantage, but he had a massive slide there with the Peugeot. Rear tyres will be an issue on that car. And now Stevie going past Will here. And then Firepower is actually now is in the lead of GT.
Yeah, and he's taken a really good lead over Keith, and they're getting a little bit of a gap out there. And we
car off, Blakeney's off into the pit lane wall, hits the centre reservation there. That would have been a massive impact.
And Bidster slow.
Bidster slow as well, so there must have been. Let's sort the cameras out here. Bidster must have hit Blake then, because he's let Blake go, and he's now. He's now behind him into turn 1, and Blake goes off again. Was there more contact between the 2 cars? Oh, so Bidster and Blake having a few little incidents there, and yeah, we're going to have to have a look at that again towards the end of the race as well. So we'll get them in some clips later on as well. But wow, that is not good.
Yeah, no, and a lot of it is just trying to get through traffic, because I mean, you want to try to get the best run out of somebody in front of you. Maybe you can use the traffic to your advantage, but everybody's just getting a little too squirrely, as we've seen in a lot of the other races, a little too early, even though it's only we're only 9 laps in.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the tyre wear as well, Will. Just having a look at the tyre wear at the moment. And Woo Woo has got much worse tyre wear there. Oh, Stevie's off! Yeah, Stevie's off the track! Last corner, he's behind the wall!
He had a major off.
Well, in this game you can't fly over the wall, but it's like it simulated it. But he's now off-roading in his Cadillac, and he's trying to rejoin. But I think he's just found a way. But he's right back at the back end of the pack now, and just rejoins just in front of his teammate, behind his teammate. So massive off there from Stevie, and we've got more traffic trouble at the long second corner.
We had contact between Neil and Will going inside, allowed Bradders to go through into 3rd and GT.
Yeah, we've got lots of little bits of contact here, and it's the speed difference as well, Will, because we've got lots of fast, high-speed corners, which these LMPs absolutely eat into, and they love them. But the GTs can't do that cornering speed. There's probably going at least double the speed through some of the corners. The LMPs.
Yeah, and there's really nothing you can do about it at some points. I mean, you just fly up on them so fast. Yeah, and you went already into the pit on lap 9.
Yeah, we were already in the pits. New set of tyres and no fuel though. So fresh tyres, no fuel. There is no limit on pit stops. So I don't think. It's been a while since we did these commentaries, but yeah. And Timmin as well. So looks like the Timmin as well. Tyres going.
We have some GTs in, Keith and Brad is in, and Firepower.
Yeah, all of them are almost coming in here. We've got the three leaders in. All about who puts the most fuel in now. Keith's used the most. Brad is the Corvette using the less fuel. Who's written this script?
Doing some good fuel saving on that Corvette, riding behind everybody.
I mean, in real life, I mean the Corvette V8, we all know that drinks, but I suppose the Jaguar is a V8 as well, but the American V8 actually better on fuel than the European, so that's fresh news to me, but good job for Bradders, and it's going to mean quicker pit stops for him, Will.
Yeah, and it really is, because he won't have much fuel load to put on, so he might be able to use that disadvantage later in the race.
So we are on lap 12, and we're just going to give a little run through of the grid order then. So we have TY in the lead with Rodders literally right behind him, and he might be going for a move here. You know, he's still sticking behind him. Rodders' tyre's still a little bit worse than TY's. We got Woo Woo in third. Tim is fourth. Because Bidster and Neil have been in the pits. Little Bidster's in. Neil's just coming out now, so actually it might be a bad time to go run through the grid. We might just wait until they've all done a few pit stops first, and then run through the grid. But Bidster in, Red Bull in, Will's in the pits as well. Obviously, because everyone else pitted, took the lead of GT, and now off the jacks, putting a lot of fuel in that Porsche. That Porsche working hard around here.
Yeah, using a lot of fuel in that Porsche, but not taking a full tank, going in between half and 3/4.
And rejoins just behind the leading pack in GT as well. So Firepower in the lead of GT with Keith second, Brad is third, and Will in fourth place. Florida Man in the pits, and the two Lexuses. If I was that team manager, I'd pack up and go home, because they're not really doing. They've had a few offs, haven't they? And it's not really been the best race for them so far, given how they've gone so far in the season.
Yeah, they're this race. I mean, they had their first wins in the group at all. It's the first race of the season. Then second race coming back and winning again. So this race really not working how they wanted to. Florida Man had a good start, but ever since then, the Lexus team just seems to be falling back.
Yep, we've got TY now approaching the GT leaders, so he's got 4 GT cars to pass now, and this is going to make things interesting. He's going to get Will just on the fast right-hander, but now he's got the worst place possible on the track to have traffic, and he's going to have to wait. He's going to have to wait behind him, and Rodders is going to think it's Christmas, because he can get a good run through this corner if he's past Will, and dart onto the straight, which he has done, and this could be the game changer.
It really could. If he can find an area to weave in and out, he might be able to get close enough to outbrake TY.
He's right on the back of him. Round the outside of turn 1 and just making it clear of the traffic without impeding him. Classic stuff there. Brilliant racing there from TY and Rodders. That is how you manage traffic. Everyone pay attention. This is how it's done. But they are still on old tyres, and they're still doing decent lap times, but they're still at each other's throats, and TY goes wide, and Rodders has a look at the inside. There's no way through up the hill.
Yeah, this traffic is really hurting these prototypes going up this hill. There is nowhere for them to go around.
Yeah, because we've got Woo now trying to get past. He's trying to sneak past a couple of them before the doors. He's impeded Bradders there, but luckily Bradders didn't. Will didn't actually get a good run, so he's held position, but very lucky there to not get took out there by Woo. A bit desperate.
Yeah, I mean, these prototypes are going to be really trying to find any way they can to get through to gain time, and at some point it'll cause a major issue.
I mean, it almost has. I mean, we've had an incident between Bidster and Blake that we'll get that confirmed later, but yeah, that was that didn't look very good, but no, so far so good. So we're on lap 15 of 40. Pit stops are calming down now, so we're now run through the order. TY and Rodders battling for the lead, pretty much equal first at this point. While I'm running through the grid, well, I'll let you keep an eye on that battle. Shout me out if anything happens. Woo Woo's in third, Tim fourth, with Neil in fifth, with Stevie right behind him in sixth place, Bidster seventh, and Red Bull in eighth. And then in GT-LM we have Firepower in the lead, with Keith holding off the rest of the field behind him, Bradders and Will behind them. And then we've got Florida Man and MGR in the Lexus, not very far up the field at all. And then we've got Blake in 15th place, not after an off or two from earlier. So that's been the order. And how's the battle been, Will?
In GT, we're still about the same, but Willow's all over the back of Brada's trying to see if he can get a run, but that Corvette just has such a grunt on the straightaway, and TY is going to be pitting from the lead.
Yeah, we're looking at that in a minute. TY in the pits from the lead. Rodders going round again. This could be... Now, the thing is, Rodders could get caught out here, but it could help him later on. If he can go long now, he might be able to do a one-stop and then go to the end, so it should save him another pit stop. So we'll have to see what's happening there. He's just behind Blake. He's going to clear him. TY's come out behind Woo Woo, so Woo Woo could really help his teammate out here. So by keeping TY back.
And it really could. I mean, if Rodders can go another 3 laps on this set of tires, he will be able to just do a one-stop, and that's really going to save him time when it comes into this race.
Oh yes, definitely. And we're looking at Firepower and Keith now in the GTLM battle. Looks like Keith's having a little look at his teammate at the minute. Firepower defending into the apex, and Tim arriving on the inside saying hello, excuse me, coming through. When GTLMs do have right of way, Tim, but you know, again, the LM, you understand the DPI's frustration, but also you understand the GTD's frustration because they're trying to have their own battle as well.
Yeah, I mean, this battle is, between 4 cars right now, so it's really backing these prototypes up and they want to come through. But it's also going to screw up the prototype battle, and Rodders is in, so he might not be doing a one-stop.
No, Rodders in, and Woo Woo and TY. TY's already gone through, so he's getting some right time there on Rodders, and Rodders filling... Rodders has filled right up. He's fueled to the end, so that could mean a quicker pit stop towards the end of the race. So again, I don't think this is over, Will.
No, I mean, if he's filling up now, there is a chance he's just going to do a tire stop when it comes down to, maybe 8 laps or so in the race. He's probably going to just trying to do tires.
So just looking now at Firepower Blake, Firepower Keith, Bradders Will, and then we've got the Bidster behind trying to get past the lap traffic here, and going round the outside of Will in the Peugeot, and trying to get Bradders as well. Oh, no, Will doesn't see him, and Bidster goes onto the gravel there, onto the sand, and he just holds off Stevie, but Stevie's right behind him now. Now we've got a massive queue here. Massive queue.
Yeah, we have probably a total of about
8 cars. Yeah.
Right here.
8 cars, 4 GTLMs, 4 DPIs, all wanting to get past.
And they're all wanting the same piece of real estate.
And they're all tripping over each other. They're all tripping over each other. They're all wanting to go past. Bidster's been mugged by everyone. Everyone's gone through. Bidster's been trying to be safe, and everyone else has just pushed their way through. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. And Stevie gets through everyone. Neil's gone through as well. Firepower now. Oh no, Firepower's off. Firepower's off. Trying to keep out the way of the other cars coming through, and he's dipped the wheel onto the sand and he's off. Who? Sorry, Bradders.
Bradders went off. It looked like Will and him went side by side through the last corner again, and Will put the dirt on the inside, and that kind of moved him up a little bit.
Oh, man.
He's going to go around the outside of Keith now. Looks like he's going for the lead in GT.
Yeah, so Will is now in the lead of GT, all the way from chasing the pack to the front of it. Incredible. It shows you how your luck can change, but very unlucky for Firepower. We're having a brilliant race up to that point. It'd be nice to see if he can catch up. But Will and Keith now at the front. Brad is still in the group, but Firepower's not too far back. He's just got to watch the red mist.
Yeah, if he can just put some consistent laps in when it comes to pitting, he put a good amount in. He's got a quarter of a tank left, so when it comes to pitting, he might be able to gain some time up when pit stops come back around.
And we've also got another LMP battle now, and Bidster going down the inside of Neil Farmack into the last corner and goes through. Bidster with a daredevil move on the inside there, clipping the grass, and now Neil's going through, and Stevie chooses the draft of the hybrid car to try and help out his fellow hybrid person, but no, Bidster, not even with a draft, pulls it away in that from Neil in that Peugeot. The grunt of that car, we've mentioned it over the season, Will, but the grunt of the Peugeot is insane.
It really is, especially when it comes down to once that hybrid runs out on these hybrid cars, that Peugeot really finds its speed in the top end.
Yeah, and obviously for the special event running the 908 Matmut livery, the Matmut Orica livery for this one, just running a different special event one. The only team that's really doing that, the other teams have just kept what they're running, so it is an option. So and then further
we
ahead,
have the Flying Lizard Porsches are running a Le Mans livery. But
sorry, thought I'd missed that. Sorry about that. I completely missed that. My bad.
Keith had just recently been in, getting about 3/4 of a tank of fuel and tires.
Yeah, Keith's recently been into the pits. Yeah, we've got Firepower and TY together there, but they're okay. Firepower, now he's been at the front of that pack, but he's used a lot of fuel. If we look at Bradders in front, same tyre wear, because they pitted more or less together, but Bradders with a lot more fuel in that car. So it looks like Bradders could be a very dangerous one in this, because the next pit stop could be quicker.
It really could. One thing that's helping that Corvette out is there's only 2 long straights here. Everywhere else is corners, so I mean he's not using as much fuel as you'd say.
Oh, he's off the track! He's off! Yep, he's off at the last corner, just hooked the left-hand wheels onto the sand, and in it goes. I mean, I'm not the biggest expert on sand, Will, because obviously in this country we don't really I've got a couple of tracks near the coast, but it's more mud than sand, but got a few sandy tracks out there in the States, and I guess if you hit the sand, you've had it.
Yeah, it's like almost like at the British tracks when you hit the grass, you go off. It's
wet grass. Yeah, wet grass is the same as regular sand. Yep. So, Tim in the pits with 1 litre of fuel left. Sorry, Will, but 1 litre of fuel left in Tim's car. Tim drinking that car, and he's only just got to the half distance mark. Could this be a 1-stop for Tim, or did he pit earlier and I missed it?
I believe he pitted earlier, but I'm not sure if he took fuel or not.
Right, he might not have took fuel, and that makes more sense. He's gone for 2/3 of a tank now, so it looks like he's going for another stop around the lap 30 mark. So it looks like most cars doing 10-lap stints on the tyres and then just and for the fuel and just going for it like that. So Tim rejoins in 4th, Neil Farmack behind in 5th on older tyres. Bidster in the pits as well, and Stevie, and they come out more or less together. And TY lapping Bidster and Stevie. Did not see that coming.
No, and Stevie jumped Bid in the pit lane, so it looks like Stevie took less fuel than Bid did.
Yeah, and Bidster a bit low on fuel in that Peugeot, and might be a diesel, but still uses a lot of fuel. Firepower now in the pits from 2nd place in GT. 3rd place in GT, and ahead of Bradders, because obviously he pitted. But it would be good to see where Firepower now comes out compared to Bradders. Bradders going down the front straight, and Florida Man catching up here as well. But he's a lap behind.
Yeah, Foreman is a lap down, but it looks like he might be starting to get some pace back in that car. And MRG
is he a lap down? Hold on. Is it the timing screen? Is it the? Oh no, he is on the same lap. I beg your pardon. It was my mistake. Florida Man is on the same lap, and he is now in 12th position. Florida Man with his foot to the floor and trying to get back in this race. He's low on fuel though, so he might have to do a pit stop soon. But still, it's good to see that he's actually got some pace back.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to work the strategy game instead of more off pace to see if he can get strategy, get him up higher in the end, because that car is getting really twitchy in the back end.
We just had a car off at the last corner. I think it was Blake again. Blake's been off and he's now choosing to come into the pits. I think he's had enough of that set of tyres and going for a different change of strategy again. So more fuel going in the Porsche. Could see a long run here.
Yeah, he really could see. I mean, if he can make it to the end on fuel, which it's going to be tight, he'll just have to do a tire stop in about 10 laps.
Yeah, so again, people changing up the strategies, a lot of different stuff happening on track at the minute, and we're going to we'll have a little run through. So TY in the lead of DPI, and Bidster now looking to unlap himself with TY right behind TY. He knows he can't pass him unless TY lets him go, because if Bidster gets past TY now, he needs to get past him and run away. But I don't think that's going to happen, because this is TY.
Yeah, and especially when on these straightaways, he is not really close enough to get around. He's going to have to do it at the end of the front straightaway and just run away in the twisted section.
Stevie on the gravel there, just on the sand, I'm so used to saying gravel. But yeah, it looks like all them three together. It looks like Bidster's just have to try and defend from Stevie while trying to stay behind TY, because again, TY is the lap car. He can't really challenge him. So
Will's off in the last corner.
Let's have a look.
Leader in GT is off.
Yeah, Will is off in the orange Porsche. He's at the Flying Lizard car. Yeah, he's off in the last corner, but he's coming into the pits now because obviously he's low on fuel. But that is definitely not the in lap that you want.
No, you do not want to have an issue on the in lap, because now he's just backed all the way up to Keith, and all that time.
Look at the left-hand side tyres, Will. Sorry, but look at the left-hand side tyres, absolutely shredded on that Porsche.
Yeah, the Porsches are using a lot of left side tire around this track, and it is really hurting them on a lot of these corners.
A lot of cars are, because obviously with the amount of right-hand corners, but still the Porsches. just killing the rubber, absolutely murdering the rubber there. But yeah, as we were saying, we're having a little run through the grid. So TY in the lead of DPI with Rodders second. He's gone back a bit further, but again, different strategies. So we'll have to see how that goes towards the end. Then we've got Woo in third, in a bit of a sort of a place of his own at the minute. Tim in fourth with Red Bull in fifth. Neil Farmack is sixth in the Wins Racing car. Bidster seventh, and but Bidster now eighth, and now seventh, and now eighth, and now seventh. They're having a nice little battle there, trying to get past the other cars. But Bidster and Stevie more or less joint seventh at the minute. And Stevie, on the sand! Did you see that? On the sand, and with the front end going up in the air, absolutely hitting the curb square on, and the front end lifted off the ground there. Will, that could have been so dangerous, and that could have ended so badly.
Yeah, because it really could have put a lot more on them rear tires and just spun them around, so he got very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky there, and off at the last corner was also clearly rattled by what he did. And Will, I'll just let you take us through the GTLM order.
We have Keith leading right now, having a strong lead with Bradis behind him in second. Firepower has worked his way back up to third, so good run for Firepower. And Will's off fourth, again, but he's off again in the last corner.
Will has got a very love-hate relationship with that last corner.
Yeah, it is catching a lot of people out now. Florida Man is all over the back of him, looking.
He's got round him.
And then MRG is in 14th, and Blake is in 15th.
Yeah, so Blake not having the best race, and they. I mean, actually, I've just thought, look at MGR's tyres, and also he's on mediums. He's on mediums. He's been on mediums this whole time. Fuel's not too bad. Fuel's a quarter of the tank, but the medium tyres are dying. But I suppose he were, hats off for trying a different strategy. But maybe the softs are the best way to go. And looking at that off, yes.
And it seems like a lot of people, what they were doing at the Spa 2.4, because we have a lot of the same people running this race, that it's, you could get on a harder compound and run it. And
Will, contact between Bidster and TY. Bidster got past TY on the straight, and now Stevie's off as well, and TY's off as well. It's all happened here. Bidster went to go past on the straight, Will, and he got through, but then they caught up to the back marker, and the back marker went for the apex, and it all happened. Now Stevie's trying to read. Where's Stevie gone? Come on, cameras. Stevie's rejoining the track and almost caused an incident trying to go across, but luckily he holds it, and now he's rejoined the track. Now Brad is so close to the edge of the track there, trying to avoid Stevie. Oh my word, we have got some replays to look at after this, Will. Oh my word. But Bidster tried to get past on the straight, and then he did. We've got a car off on the main straight. Florida Man.
And it looks like it's Florida Man off.
He was off down the centre of the straight. This race has gone from weird to absolutely insane.
And it has. I mean, and this is what was saying at the beginning of the race. And he's now off and turn one.
He's completely off the track as well. So, something is definitely wrong with Florida Man. I'm not sure what the problem is. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone from the race. He must have disconnected. Or rage quit, but I'm not quite sure which one it is, but we'll say disconnected. But Florida Man disappearing there. But back to what I was saying, Will. Obviously Bidster was on the straight passing TY, and TY was quite happy to let him go, I think, because he knew he had a bit more pace, because TY was coming in the pit soon, I think, with looking at the fuel. And they caught up to back markers, and then he ran into the Bidster, got caught out by the back marker. TY had nowhere to go, and then it all started happening from there, and then it all ended up in a pile of mess.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying at the beginning of the race, is you really have to be patient around this track, or things like that are going to happen. And it's really just the fact of being patient. I mean, once you, if you can, especially if you're a prototype, if you can just hang on until the straightaway, then you can get around. But with TY trying to let him go, it just really kind of put everybody in a weird situation. Yep,
and Firepower has passed. Sorry, Firepower is right on the back now of Bradders. I'm not sure if he was in front of Bradders before, but he's now on the back of him. Firepower with the pace here.
Firepower is really showing some really good pace.
Loving these endurance races. He's loving these endurance races.
Yes, he really is. And it looks like they're going to be catching up to Blake, too, as MRG is off going into the pits, so maybe he can see a different tire compound choice with him.
Yeah, so MGR into the pits, different tyre strategy possibly, so we'll see what happens there. As Blake drifting the last corner. Does he think he's Chelsea Denofa or Von Gittin Jr. from Formula Drift? Because that car is going sideways.
No, MR. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and the car out the pits and down. Blake goes round. Blake goes round. I think he stamped on the brakes, panicked a bit, and round he goes. MGR lets the leaders go. But oh my word, this race is one of the most topsy-turvy I've ever commentated on.
Yeah, this race is really starting to catch some people out. It's just the fact of it. It's just how tight the track is and how fast these prototypes are as TY is pitting.
TY in the pits with 1 litre of fuel left. Car off at the top of the hill, Will. Tim's off in the Peugeot. He wasn't doing too bad. He was up to 5th, but now he's gone back down, right back down, and he's almost now. Neil Farmack's got him in his sights.
And yes, he does now. Rada's also in. Now, these will be the last stops of the race, and now we are going to have a shootout at the end of this race.
Yeah, Rodder's reacting to TY. TY with exactly half a tank in the car. Will that be enough to get to the end? We hope so. Rodder's going slightly more than that, but he's closed up a bit, but TY has still got a decent lead here. So Rodders is going to have to pull an absolute blinder of qualifying laps out here to catch TY.
And he's really going to have to get on it if he wants to catch up to TY. He has the pace to ride with him, but does he have the pace to catch? Yeah, and also, as the great Murray Walker said, catching up is one thing, passing is quite another, and TY is not an easy person to pass. No, he is not. And as you see, the leader of GTLM is in, so now does anybody else react? Oh, and Will is off in the last corner again. Oh, Will, again,
this last corner is his best friend. Not. Absolutely awful for Will in this race with that last corner. So, yeah, they're definitely biting, and the car has got a lot of scars on it as well. So, definitely evidence there of being going off. And Brad is now in the lead of GTLM. He is in the lead of GTLM. So obviously with the pit stops happening, so Brad is with the strategy and everything earlier. Could this work out for him? But again, he's got to be careful of fuel because the prototypes are going to be finishing on lap 40. These lads will be a few laps down on that, so they've got to calculate this.
Hey, really now what's confusing me is Will did his stop. He put a full tank of fuel in, so maybe just being too safe.
Probably, I would call that extremely safe. That is about as safe as you can get, literally. But I wouldn't have done that myself. I probably would have maybe looking at the distance of the race left. I would have probably gone for maybe a couple. Looking at what the burn rate is for these GT cars, I'd have probably gone for 2/3. But again, at least we know definitely Will's now going to get to the end of the race. So yeah.
Well, and a lot of it is these GT guys don't know much longer is in this race because they're many laps down. I mean. See, we got prototypes. They're on 31 GT cars. They're on 20.
TY off at the last corner. TY off at the last corner. He's had an off. So yeah, he's definitely had an off at the last corner. And Rodder's in the pits again. What the hell's he doing?
I don't know what Rodders is doing. He should have had enough to make it to the end.
I don't know why he's done that. He's just come into the pits and not really done anything. But
he put a little bit of fuel in and got tires, it looks like. So maybe he's thinking he didn't have enough and figured he'd get tires while he was there. Yeah, unless he took advantage of TY going off and thought because he'd underfueled anyway. But TY's got less fuel than him. So, but I mean, we can see that, they can't. But they can only see their own. But very strange from Rodders there. That's not like Rodders, but very strange indeed. Bidster into the pits in the Peugeot for what will be probably the last time into the pits for that car. So up on the jacks, tyres going on. And Red Bull Neil Farmack is just going down the straight now. Bidster's still in the pits, fuel still going into the car. Tim's going to go through as well, so Bidster will rejoin just ahead of Stevie in 7th place in class. So again, not the best race for Bids. He had an off earlier in the race and not really recovered since. But now TY has got traffic in the worst place possible. Well, in one of the worst places possible, but he's got past 2 of them and now he's got to get past Keith on the out. Oh, Keith! Okay, I think Keith was understeering anyway. TY and MGR off again. The Lexus again, visiting more sand than tarmac in this race. But yeah, TY just about getting through the traffic, and Rodders now, if he can get through this traffic with plain sailing and TY gets held up, that's the only chance he's got. Yeah, that's really all Rodders has right now, is to get through this traffic as easily as possible. And he looks like he got through them before this tight section, so that really might help Rodders at the end. Yeah, it was Rodders now just coming down the hill, turning left into the crest, up over the crest now, up over the hill to the right, and now down the hill through the sector mark, and now he's right behind the next pack of 4. So this is actually, this is not a good place to catch him at all. No, it really isn't.
He's got him into the inside though. He's got MGR into the inside, so he could use the draft from the other cars now. But he's had to stop for Blake there.
We have a Lexus off again.
Yeah, MGR off again and off into the pits this time. So he went off the track that much. He's ended up visiting the pit lane. So thank God the car stops you. It automatically stops you in this game. Otherwise there'd be a lot of people flattened in that pit lane. So looking back to the GTLMs. Bradders in the lead, Keith right behind him, both more or less fueled to the end now. Both
we just had a lead change because Keith was leading.
Yes, so Bradders in the lead of GTLM, Keith second, Firepower in third, Will in fourth in class, fifth in class for Blake, and sixth in class for MGR. So it is Corvette leading at Willow Springs with the Jaguar following. Blake's a lap down in that, so don't count him just behind there. But Woo now coming through to lap them again, and going through nice and cleanly, going around the outside of Bradders here towards the end of the lap. Now, how close is TY compared to Rodders now? TY is at turn 2. Rodders is only just coming down the start, finish straight into turn 1. So he's got about, TY's got, I would imagine there, TY's got a good 7-8 second lead on Rodders at the minute, maybe a bit more.
Yeah, there is a good lead between them two, so I'd imagine if nothing holds TY up, he might have this one in the bag.
Yeah, for now, it's still 5 or 6 laps to go here, and Bradders still being hounded by Keith. Keith, now, the one thing to note in this battle is Keith has got more left front tyre wear than Bradders, so Bradders has the fuel advantage and he has the tyre advantage. But can Keith keep the pressure on? Because we know Brad is a fast driver, but in some battles he's been known to crack under pressure sometimes.
Yeah, and that's all Keith really needs to do is just keep pressure on. This track is tight enough. If you make him go just a little too wide, then that just gives you the perfect opportunity to slip through. And
Stevie into the pits, underfueled the Cadillac, and he's back out, but still in 8th in class. Bidston out to 5th. He's past Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack probably coming in for a splashing dash with fuel as well. But Bids now just about to lap Will here and just staying behind him down the hill. So let's have a look back at TY. So TY again, top of the hill, down the crest, and fastest lap as well on that 34, a 1:07. That's almost on par with the qualifying times that we were doing around here. So pretty good for there from TY. About to lap his teammate too.
Yeah, I mean, TY has had amazing pace through this whole race. I mean, he has just kept the pressure on and has not let up this entire race. So let's see how that is done for him.
Yep, so we'll keep an eye on that. But Bradders and Keith still together for the GTLM honours here. Brad pulling away a little bit, but going wide there. So just as I said, pulling away, he went wide. So instant commentator's curse there. And going down the hill now. Looks like, but can't really see a weakness in any car, in both cars, apart from the fact that Keith's got more tyre wear. That's probably the only weakness. But now Brad is actually going wide there, like he's got tyre wear. So not over until the fat lady sings.
Yeah, no, this battle is probably going to go all the way down to the end because I mean, just one little slip up, and all of a sudden we have a lead change.
Yeah, and Will drifting the Porsche around the top end of the circuit, absolutely drifting that Porsche. Blake 13th, and let's have a look, see what other battles we've got down the grid then. So we've got TY up front, Rodders second, not really getting too close to him. Woo in third, and he's on his own.
Between Tim and Stevie.
Yeah, we've got, let's look, we've got a car off the last corner again. Is that MGR or is the TY off the last corner as well? Just a little bit wide though, not fully off. So heart and mouth stuff there for TY. Yeah, Tim and Stevie on a nice battle with Tim going round the Stevie going round the outside of Tim there, and now right behind TY trying to follow him through on MGR. And there's contact there. I think it was the contact there, and MGR's off the road. MGR's off the road.
MGR way off.
Yeah, way off at turn 2, and he's trying to rejoin. He had a massive off there. I'm not sure whether there was contact between some of the cars there, but we'll get that looked at afterwards as well. So now we've got a massive gaggle at the top of the track here. Lots of LMPs trying to lots of DPIs trying to pass the GTLMs. Stevie just keeping with TY now. So it looks like Stevie's going to use TY and try and get up the field, or try and pull away from Tim at least. And see, he's not actually too far off Neil Farmack, and Bidster's not too far ahead of Neil Farmack either, so still a lot to play for, and the traffic could make for some interesting last few laps.
It really could. I mean, if anybody is just right in that perfect spot, I mean, some traffic could really bring some of these battles in that look like
T.Y. let Stevie go. T.Y. let Stevie go, decides, well, he's pressing on to catch the others, so I'll just follow Stevie to the end now. And Rodders still at turn 1, so it doesn't look like Rodders is going to get too close to T.Y. in the last few laps. So we are now on the penultimate lap of the race, lap 39 of 40, and plenty of concertina into the uphill section. Neil and Stevie trying to get round. Now Stevie's got past Neil. Neil's had some trouble with the back markers there. So Stevie now ahead of Neil Farmack, and Neil Farmack down to 7th.
Yeah, see, again, this traffic playing out real heavily. That's
car off at the top of the hill. Firepower's off. Firepower was off. He was doing brilliantly to catch up to Keith and Bradders there, but he's just thrown it all away. And also, how much fuel has he put in that car? Holy hell.
Yeah, another one that filled up a lot more than he probably should have for the race.
Yep, now he's off again. Obviously rattled with himself, and he's going to go round. It's gone half a spin there. Just rattled, I think, with what he's done before. Now Will's got a chance to take 11th place overall. And he's pushing, he's hopping.
And see, again, one little mistake can bring a battle that looks like it's not there right into it. So interesting to see what happens with this one.
So we are on the last lap of this first race at Willow Springs. We've got another one of this to do, Will. I'm knackered already. But I don't know about you, but it's been a hell of a race. But TY looking good here for the win.
TY looking really good for this win, but I mean, another race with this. We're now with the Division 2 guys are going to be in the prototypes, and I believe it's going to be almost dark too in that race. So that one's really going to be a really interesting race. Yeah,
as Rose gets past Bradders there, but now TY staying behind his teammate to give him another stab at Stevie on this last lap, so that's good from TY. But TY then coming round the last corner is going to win round 4, race 1 here at Willow Springs for double points. TY wins. Well done to TY. Rodders is going to be a very well-deserved second, Will. A fantastic finish for him.
A very good finish for Rodders. I mean, staying up there the entire race. And I mean, if maybe strategy could have worked out, maybe could have been up there looking for a win.
And I'll let you take the GT winner, just crossing the line now.
And we're going to GT winner looks like will be Bradders coming in for the first win for the Corvette team, with Keith coming in second. And we still haven't decided the battle for
the Red Bull's off in 4th, but he's not got no one near him, so he's alright. But Woo Woo finishes 3rd overall. Red Bull trying to rejoin the track in 4th. And then we've got any other GTs crossing the line. Keith in 3rd place in the GTs. We've got to keep an eye on all these battles now. Red Bull across the line in 4th. And then we've got Firepower in the background there. Firepower coming across the line in 11th place, with Will 12th overall. Just watching the time on the thing now as well. Now we've got Bidster across the line here in 5th place for the DPI. Stevie holds off Neil, but takes fastest lap at the end as well, with a purple lap of 1 minute 0.6. And then we've got, I think that's MGR across the line, and Neil's already... Oh, Neil's run out of fuel! Neil's run out of fuel, Will. He's run out of fuel.
Wow, it came down to the last lap. I mean, see, strategy's trying to be played out here and just didn't work out for Neil.
Yeah, so Neil ran out of fuel there at the end. So absolutely madness here. We're just going to pause it there, but absolutely fantastic stuff there. So TY takes the win in DPI, with Rodders 2nd, Woo Woo in 3rd, Red Bull 4th, Bidster 5th, Stevie in 6th, Neil Farmack unlucky with it running out of fuel there at the end, but luckily Tim actually was another lap down, so he actually couldn't catch him. But Neil 7th, Tim in 8th, and then I'll let you take the LMP finishes, Will.
And Bradders will take 9th overall, which will be 1st in GTLM. And we have Keith in 2nd, Firepower in 3rd, Will in 4th, Blake in 5th, and MRG in 6th.
Yeah, MGR in 6th place. And then we've got, but yeah, Bradders, a fantastic win for the Corvette there. I think that's one of Bradders' first wins with LPB as well. So fantastic stuff for Brad. Long time coming, but an absolutely fantastic job there by him. And so plenty of new winners this season as well, Will. And it's really good to see a lot of new faces not just on the podium, but taking wins as well. Just shows you how open the championship is.
And it really does, especially with this 2-division format. You're really getting to race for a win with people that are around your speed. You know, you don't have somebody that's normally at the back every race trying to win against, say, TY or, you know, Bid or UN or somebody like that. They're getting to race somebody that is their speed, so they have a chance to get a win. And it's really going to help boost them up to maybe at some point get them to where they feel confident enough to race with the top guys.
Yeah, it's really, really nice to see. And Brad is there. It takes his first win with double points as well. That couldn't have got any better for him. So absolutely brilliant stuff from Brad is there, playing the good strategy game as well. And then we just look into the DPIs for a moment. And Bidster, what happened, man? What happened to Bidster? Jesus, he didn't have a good race at all.
Yeah, it really didn't work out going from second to fifth, but a lot of this race was strategy calls. And I mean, you see, you know, at one point there was cars up at the front, you know, Will went from the back to first and then had some offs and strategy calls and put him back and forth. But then, you know, you have Rada's finishing up a position from, actually 2 positions from where he qualified, so strategy and pace helped him there. And then it just really depends on strategy calling, and keeping your car on the track was probably the most important 2 things of this race.
Exactly. So, and brilliant stuff there from everyone, and we will see you all next time for race 2 here at Willow Springs, and me and Will will be back for more action. So thank you for joining, guys. See you later, and take care.